announces the pair of
The news with Steve McMurray.
Welcome and a good Saturday morning to you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray in for Katrina this morning. We'll get to those stories in a minute. But first, as we said, a lot of activities happening around the area today. The question on everyone's mind, will the weather cooperate? Well, the man with the answer for that is meteorologist James DeFazio, and he joins us from the Weather Center. And and not to give away the store, but there's a lot of green and yellow behind you.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one event today that Mother Nature is cooperating with is the mud run. Because it is going
to play today.
Exactly. It is going to be a very wet day. We're going to be seeing rounds of rain this Saturday. Widespread rain through midday today, and then showery weather settles in. But widespread rain returns for Sunday. We're going to be seeing a lot of rain this weekend. The other story this morning, visibility. Take a look at what we can see off of our Oneonta cam. We can't see anything. It's absolutely zero visibility. It looks broken. Same thing off of our tower cam up here on Smith Hill. Zero visibility off of our tower cam. Across New York State, some areas reporting okay visibility, Syracuse at 10 miles, but many areas are reporting patchy fog this morning across central New York. So if you're doing any traveling this morning, be aware of areas of reduced visibility. Also be aware that now that we have this widespread rain moving in, there will be wet roadways, there will be water standing on the roadways for the majority of the weekend. Rain has moved into downtown Utica. We are already seeing those very wet conditions, and those wet conditions continue through the weekend. Coming up, we'll break down when those rainfall chances finally come to an end. Steve?
All right, James, thanks.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Saturday morning. It's a soggy start to the weekend, and unfortunately, that's going to be the story of the weekend. We will see a couple of breaks, but not really too many at all. Our events this weekend are going to be held with wet weather. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. They're beneath the fog, but not everyone is. Many areas reporting areas, many areas reporting areas of patchy, some areas dense fog. So if you're doing any traveling, be aware that there is reduced visibility in areas as well as wet roadways region-wide. Give yourself some extra distance to stop and slow down out there this weekend. Widespread rain continues through midday today. After the widespread rain comes to an end, scattered rain showers develop, and they continue through the afternoon and evening, showery weather until Sunday morning. And then widespread rain returns for Sunday, for all of Sunday. It returns Sunday morning, and it rains literally all day Sunday. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing that rain has overspread all of central New York. We have plenty of rain back to the west that is going to slowly continue to overspread the area. Putting on the 6-hour radar and satellite loop, you can see this rain has slowly approached from the southwest to the northeast. It's going to continue to overspread and slide through central New York, and this rain is going to be continuous into the beginning of the afternoon hours today. 52 degrees with light rain up in Griffiths at Rome with a 6-mile-per-hour breeze. Fortunately, it's not going to be too breezy today. We're only going to see about that 5 to 10-mile-per-hour wind. Can't rule out a isolated thunderstorm for the extreme southeast portions of the viewing area. It would likely be limited to southern Otsego or southern Shenango counties. However, we cannot rule out an absolute semi-strong storm moving through the southern portions of the viewing area. Those rainfall chances really decrease as we head into the afternoon and then go right back up as we head into the overnight. And tomorrow, they're basically at 100% for the entirety of the day. Temperatures today relatively stable. We're in the mid-50s, mid to upper 50s for the entirety of the day. Showers around on and off throughout the day Saturday into the night Sunday. Overnight Sunday, more showers develop. Widespread rain by midday on Sunday. Widespread rain continues through the evening as a front stalls over the region. As we head into Monday, we slowly dry out with some more shower chances continuing. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, it's a very wet, forecast. It's a soggy weekend, a very wet weekend. Showers continue into next week, but it's not a washout of a day on Monday. It starts out dry. We may see some showers later in the afternoon. Tuesday looks very wet. Wednesday also not a washout, and then we fully begin to dry out as we head into Thursday. I believe you guys know the answers to this one. I did not know the answers to this. I had to look this up.
This is B, labor.
Yes. So apparently, May Day is also known as International Workers' Day, or it also is sometimes referred to as Labor Day, a second Labor Day. It's to commemorate the labor movement struggles of the 18th century, and primarily the struggle to fight for the 8-hour workday back in the late 1800s.
Yeah. So and there used to be maypole festivities.
Yes.
And that type
Yes.
of
So like in Europe, there is more festive aspects involved, and they do celebrate spring.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and around here, at least it's raining. It was raining for this May Day, not snowing, but.
Yes. Yes.
But we're still. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us this half hour of Weekend Today. We want to get you right over to the Weather Center and meteorologist James DeFazio, and a lot of weekend events going on, and hopefully have umbrella will travel, because that seems like what the story is going to be
You're
this
going to
week,
want
at least,
the umbrella
and beyond, unfortunately.
Maybe a poncho, maybe a rain jacket, maybe an arc. No,
Not going to be worrying about drought right now.
No, that's for sure. We are in
a
a very, very favorable pattern for unsettled weather right now. We're actually, the atmospheric pattern, the big atmospheric pattern that is causing this is called an omega block, and we just happen to be underneath the portion of that block that sees a lot of unsettled weather, and it takes a lot to break this pattern. So we're going to be seeing rounds of rain through the beginning first half of next week. Widespread rainfall continues through the first half of today, through the beginning of the afternoon hours before things turn more showery. We're also still seeing some patchy fog, not quite as dense as it was a half hour ago, but still very reduced visibilities across central New York. Some areas reporting almost no visibility. Binghamton near 0 miles of visibility. Rome coming in with 8 miles of visibility, so even some reduction in the city of Rome. Plenty of rainfall working in from the west, moving in from southwest and northeast. It's going to continue to overspread the region. We will see that rainfall become more showery as we head into the afternoon, but it remains wet. Wet weather in downtown Utica. In addition to those foggy conditions, we have wet roadways, so please be careful if you're doing any traveling this morning or at any point this weekend. Give yourself some extra distance to stop. We're going to be seeing periods of rain both today and tomorrow. Highs today in the upper 50s, a little bit warmer tomorrow. We'll be tracking when we get some breaks in the rain coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, James. Well, a flight attendant on
The soggy start to the weekend. We're seeing some patchy fog, and I wouldn't even call what you just saw in the tower cam patchy. I would call that dense. We're seeing some very reduced visibilities in spots. Take a look at downtown Utica, where they are beneath the fog but still seeing the wet weather. Wet roadways and wet road conditions are going to be the story of the weekend. You're going to want to give yourself some extra time to stop. There might be some issues with standing water on the roadways with the amount of rain we're going to see over the next 48 hours. Widespread rain continues through midday today. Then it starts to turn more showery. We're tracking rain showers for this afternoon and evening, possibly even a scattered thunderstorm across the extreme southeast portion of the viewing area. And then we're tracking widespread rain to make its return on Sunday. A frontal boundary stalls over the region, and it rains for the entirety of the day. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing that we have widespread green and yellow, moderate, steady rain across central New York. And this has overspread the region over the last hour or two, and it's going to continue to overspread the region. We have a lot of wet weather that's going to be working through all the way back through western New York. All of these showers are going to continue to overspread from southwest to northeast. Steady rain continues into the beginning of the afternoon today. Currently 52 degrees with light rain up in Rome, only a 6-mile-an-hour breeze, and it's going to stay light. It's not going to be rather breezy today. That is the one positive thing. Can't rule out a thunderstorm across the southeast portion of the viewing area, primarily southern portions and eastern portions of Otsego County, extreme southern Shenango County as well. Also can't rule out a gusty thunderstorm this afternoon. Rainfall chances very high this morning. They dip down this afternoon. More showery weather on and off off this afternoon. They really increase again overnight. A quick break tomorrow morning before widespread rain settles in for the entirety of your day on Sunday. Widespread rain today with highs primarily staying right about where temperatures right about where they are. We're in the low to mid 50s. We're only going to get up into the upper 50s at best. We do get a little bit of a break in the mid-afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m., primarily dry weather. Showers return this evening, and they're rather widespread, especially across the southern portions of the viewing area. By mid-morning Sunday, widespread rain has overspread all of the viewing area, and we see steady to heavy rainfall during the entirety of Sunday, all the way into Monday morning when things finally begin to dry out. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, a very wet weekend. Things begin to improve as we head into next week. Monday is not a washout of a day, but we do see a couple of showers into the afternoon. Tuesday looks rather wet. It's close to a washout, very similar to the days this weekend. Wednesday, again, not a washout of a day. A couple of showers in the afternoon, but all in all, much more pleasant than the weather we're dealing with this weekend. And we finally dry out as we head into the second half of next week for Thursday and Friday, much more pleasant weather. And I found this really interesting. 151 years this year, 150 years they've done this. They've never had to postpone the race, which I find really, really, really impressive. They've had to delay due to lightning. They've never had to postpone the race. They've always ran the race. It's always been run every first Saturday of May for 151 years now. All
right, and you can see it right here on WKTV NBC coming up. Coverage starts at 2:30. The race is later in the afternoon, and we come back after the break or before we end the show. I'll get your favorite for the race.
Absolutely.
I think everybody will know who our favorite is, but you'll have to wait on that. But again, that's coming up later today here on NBC. Coming up, though, right away, Construce
with Ben Kinney.
Good evening. One person was rushed to the hospital after a stabbing at the Amazon facility in the 5S North Business Park early this morning. It's your top story. Frankfort police were called tonight at 6 with meteorologist James DeFazio, and it feels like Groundhog Day all over again. Still raining.
And it's probably going to for at least a couple more days on and off at the very least. Let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We're tracking rounds of rain showers, not just for tonight, but we're going to be seeing rounds of rain for the first couple days of this week. But let's focus on tonight. Right now we have a stalled frontal boundary across the area. We're seeing steady rain. Off to the southeast, they're seeing heavier rain. To the south of our area, we have a flash flood warning in Delaware County right now. We're going to be tracking this rainfall as it moves northward. We're going to be making sure that we don't have any flood issues as we head into the overnight tonight. We're going to continue to see this rain lift and settle across central New York. The other story is visibility. We're having a really tough time seeing up here on Smith Hill. Areas of patchy to dense fog are still around across the area. We're going to continue to monitor that as well. Very wet roadways across downtown Utica. Give yourself some extra distance to stop. Some light rain being reported in Rome with calm winds. Fortunately, the winds have stayed calm. Those shower chances remain through the night tonight with mild temperatures at the very least. Only going to get down in the mid-50s. Coming up, we'll take a look at when we finally get a chance to dry out just a little bit. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. The name of a local...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday evening. We continue to track wet, dreary, foggy weather across central New York. We're seeing showers and reduced visibilities. It's quite glum across the area right now. Take a look at downtown Utica. They're beneath the fog, but they're definitely wet. We're seeing widespread rain across all of central New York. We've been seeing rain showers on and off most of the weekend, and we're seeing the remnants of that beginning to show up on the roadways and on the median here. We're starting to see some standing water show up. Give yourself some extra distance to slow down if you're doing any traveling, and be aware you may encounter some fog this evening. That steady rain in areas of fog continue this evening and for tonight. Mostly cloudy weather settles in for Monday afternoon. Showers continue into tomorrow morning. And then unsettled weather is going to continue through Wednesday. We're going to see rounds of showers at times through Wednesday. Dry weather really doesn't settle in until the second half of this upcoming week. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, we have a frontal boundary stalled and draped right across central New York right now, and it's throwing a lot of steady, light to steady rain across Oneida County and Herkimer County. The southern tier seeing some steady to moderate rainfall, and as we zoom out and look back towards the south, there's even some heavy rainfall down as we get closer to the Pennsylvania border. We're going to be tracking to make sure that we don't have any flood issues. We're going to be tracking those heavier rain showers and bands as they move northward overnight tonight. 60 degrees with light rain in Rome right now. Calm winds, and calm winds will continue and prevail overnight tonight, as will these areas of reduced visibility. It's areas of patchy to dense fog. Ithaca reporting 0 miles visibility, so very dense fog. It is also quite dense up here on the hill. It's quite foggy up here on Smith Hill. We do have a flash flood warning off to the south of our region and across Delaware County. We are going to continue to keep an eye on these heavier showers that are off to our south and east as they continue to get a little bit closer to us. Don't expect any flood issues. We are continuing to monitor our local gauges. Currently, the Cass Bridge, West Canada Creek at Cass Bridge, would be the closest to being at flood stage, but it's only at action stage and currently not forecast to flood. This is all thanks to a stalled frontal boundary, area of low pressure, which is nearly stationary, this frontal boundary, which is draped right across central New York, continuing to bring moisture in our direction. And we're going to see relatively similar weather as we head into the next couple of days. These rain showers continue tonight. As we head into tomorrow morning, they begin to taper off, but showers continue through the morning. Second half of the morning, definitely more dry. It's the afternoon hours, mostly cloudy weather settles in, highs low to mid 60s with mostly cloudy conditions. So we head into Monday night and Monday overnight, showers return. Not as widespread, however, wet weather around Monday night into Tuesday morning, and more wet weather continues during the day on Tuesday. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, Cinco de Mayo not at a complete washout. We're expecting a relatively dry afternoon and evening before showers return. Tuesday looks close to a washout. It's a very showery day. Rounds of showers continue on Wednesday, but I wouldn't call it a washout either. Thursday, mostly cloudy conditions, and it looks like we begin to dry out at relatively mild temperatures with highs only in the mid-50s. We begin to warm up and shower chances return yet again on Friday. Highs in the low 60s. And then partly cloudy skies settle in for next weekend with highs in the low 60s.
Kenny.
Good evening. We'll get to those stories in a moment. But first, a deputy chief from the Yorkville Fire Department will be forecast tonight at 11. Meteorologist James DeFazio in the Weather Center on what's been a dreary, miserable, seeming like deja vu Groundhog Day.
Credit to everyone who got out to those events today.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
In this weather, I give them a lot of credit. And unfortunately, that wet weather is going to continue into the second half of the weekend as well. Taking a look at your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, we're over to showery weather. We're going to see primarily mostly cloudy skies overnight, but these showers are going to work through overnight on and off. We do have quite a bit of moisture down to the south across central Pennsylvania that's going to be working into central New York. We will see plenty of breaks in between the showers tonight. That widespread steady rain doesn't arrive until mid-morning tomorrow and then continues through the day. Damp conditions in downtown Utica, however, currently no rain falling. It's going to be a mild night in the Mohawk Valley. Lows are going to be right around the current temperatures, low to mid-50s, upper 40s for the North Country. Currently 51 and cloudy in Rome, not much of a breeze, and it's going to stay that way. Again, we're tracking that widespread rain for tomorrow. It gets a tad warmer up into the low 60s. Coming up, we'll break down when that rain finally does come to an end. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. The annual Daniel Park
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Saturday evening. Our soggy, wet weekend continues, and We're also dealing with reduced visibilities this evening. As you can see off our tower cam there, we can't even see the city of Utica, but it's down there. As you can see on the Nexus cam, Utica has not disappeared. It's still there. It's just beneath a layer of clouds. We do have a little bit of patchy fog, even dense fog in certain spots. You can see that fog actually up into the distance here, some low clouds in the cloud layer. Wet roadways. Currently not raining, however, there are going to be more showers working through overnight tonight. Scattered rain showers continue. It's going to be otherwise just mostly cloudy. Widespread rain returns for the entire of Sunday afternoon and evening, likely develops by mid-morning. Shower chances return yet again Monday evening after a dry daytime during the day on Monday. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A couple of showers off to the east of Utica, a couple showers to the north of Utica, a couple showers to the south of Utica, some dry air along the I-90 corridor right now. As we look back at the longer radar and satellite loop, we can see back to the west, we have a little bit of a dry spot, a little bit of a dry slot working in right now, some drier air. We're going to experience a little bit of a break in terms of the rain, a little bit of mostly cloudy conditions before those showers work in later again overnight. 51 degrees and cloudy up in Rome. The winds will stay light, only a 3-mile-per-hour breeze out of the west. And yes, visibilities are reduced, especially, it's a rolling fog, so it's not exactly settled into one location. Ithaca reporting 0 miles visibility. Just a little while ago, Binghamton was reporting 0 miles visibility. So if you're doing any traveling, just be aware that visibility may be reduced. Wet roadways, you may need some extra time to slow down. As we head into tomorrow midday and then into the afternoon and evening, that rain chance is basically 100%. It's almost certain on the scale here. So we head into Monday, that drops way, way down. We dry out on Monday morning. And this is all thanks to a stalled frontal boundary. This stalled frontal boundary continues to throw moisture in our direction, and it's going to do so for the entirety of the weekend. Scattered showers overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, low 50s to begin the day. Mostly cloudy for most of us, but scattered showers across the region. Widespread rain develops by midday. Widespread rain continues through the afternoon, through the evening, into the first half of the overnight. Then mostly cloudy skies develop. We dry out on Monday, and then showers actually return late Monday evening. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, Cinco de Mayo looks dry during the daytime, primarily cloudy. Showers arrive in the evening. A wet Tuesday, a showery Wednesday, and then we finally dry out. Dry weather for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, highs in the low 60s.